Hey guys. Hmm. Well, guys, nobody's here yet. I just literally went live a few seconds ago. So I don't really have much to talk about today. I haven't really been feeling up to reviewing much or talking even, just generally speaking. But finally got my hair cut for the first time since before the pandemic hit. Not exactly the haircut I wanted, but it's better than the haircut I had, which was no haircut at all. Well, trying to turn that light on that thing is a little weird. When when my finger's going right at the camera, that would freak me out. But yeah, so here I am, and basically, if anybody chooses to show up, then I can talk. I'm gonna open my letterbox page and see if there's anything there to remind me of stuff I've been watching. There is stuff I have been watching, but mostly that's been watching a lot of Dimension 20. I started watching Dimension 20 on YouTube. It says pretty much all of their stuff is on what's it called? I should know what it's called. I can't remember now. It's on one of those subscription websites, streaming websites. College Humor, Dropout, I think is what it's called. My husband decided to get that, so he and I have been sharing the account so that I can check out these awesome things. And Dimension 20 is a tabletop role-playing thing, kind of like a Critical Role. It's a lot of fun. It really is. I love Brandon Lee Mulligan. I love especially the Fantasy High on Sleeping City kind of candy cast. I love Allie Beardsley, and I love all of them. Siobhan Thompson, who I actually remember seeing in a channel that sadly died long before I got to start watching it, or some months before I got to start watching it, actually, I think, called Anglophenia. And I loved that channel. I wish I hadn't discovered it far too late. But it's a really great cast, and for one of the campaigns, Escape from the Blood Keep, that was hilarious, and Matthew Mercer was one of the PCs, and I haven't really gotten into Critical Role. It's just something about their aesthetic is a little bit different, and Matt seems to be a pretty cool DM, but he's not quite as fun as Brennan. I like watching Matt more as a PC. I'm supposed to be starting role-playing myself here. Got my first set of dice. I actually have 2 more sets of dice, but my husband's keeping them with him because we'll probably be over his place when we're playing. So I got these. I got roll down die, which seems like it's probably going to be useless. I have like a Pokemon coin somewhere that they threw in for free. She called it a mage coin at the time, so either she was pulling one over on me and wanted to get rid of it, or she thought it was a mage coin and just handed the wrong thing to me. Whatever the situation is. Been drawing and painting battle maps, but no matter how many characters I create or how far my husband says he's going, life hasn't let him finish it yet. There are going to be 4 of us in our party. Well, 3 of us in our party and the DM. My husband's going to be the DM. My sister-in-law and her husband, my brother-in-law, they're going to be my fellow PCs with me, and half of us have actually played tabletop RPG before of any kind. It's been over 25 years since that happened, and nobody's ever DM'd before, so that's why it's such slow going. And the waiting is pure fucking agony. I just want to play so bad. But there's that. Everybody wants to hear how much I want to freaking RP. Like, now, damn it, now. And I can't. All right, let's see what my letterbox. Did you log me out of here? Seriously, did you log me out? No, okay. I was about to get like all upset. Still just me here so far. No big deal. That can't be the last thing I put, unless these are out of order. Diary? Is it in my diary? See, that's a little bit more like it. I don't know what this L thing is here. I don't remember clicking on anything that says L. Let's see. When the Battle Breaks, that must be after I watched Sweet 16, right? Oh, I didn't put Sweet 16 in here. That's weird. Because I watched Sweet 16 and I came on here and ranted to you guys about that. Right around the same time I rewatched a couple of things recently. I rewatched Warlock with Richard E. Grant and Julian Sands. Dear God, I fucking love that movie. It gets like worse and worse and worse every time I watch it. Like the hokiness and the datedness just gets so much worse every time I watch it, but I don't really give a shit because I love those two actors. What else did I rewatch? I also rewatched Let Us Pray twice. Once by myself and once with my husband. Love that movie. Finally saw Subspecies 3, and I tried to watch Subspecies 4, which is the only Subspecies movie I had seen back in the day, other than its offshoot, Vampire Journals. Vampire Journals was my introduction, and then my video store only had Subspecies 4 available, so my friend and I watched that one, and she told me to watch that one because it had a shared character, Ash. The guy who plays Ash is actually in this musical movie called The Fantastics, though, which I need to watch, see if he's any good at that. And, yeah, Subspecies is painful to watch. It's very painful to watch in every single fucking aspect. I finally got to see Darlin', Pollyanna McIntosh's, the sequel to The Woman and whatever movie came before that. I have not seen either of those two movies. Sadly, I haven't had them available to me. But I did see Darlin', because Count Dracula and Horror Guru recommended it a while back, and it was pretty good. I mean, it's not usually my thing, but I enjoyed it for what it was. It was pretty good for that. And the only other thing I have up here is Tentacles, which is a Hulu Into the Dark movie, which was bizarre and just not that great. So there's that. And you see, I've already kind of run out of things to do and say. I just figured it was time to check in. I already don't make a lot of videos, so YouTube algorithm is never going to let me get much higher or better. I'm always going to be forgotten. I can live with that, though. I can live with being forgotten. I just had a hankering to come online and see if I could catch up with anybody. Probably picked the bad time of day, and it was a very, very much, I'm just going to do it now. You know, no planning, just like, should I go live? Yeah, I'm going to go live. You guys want to see the battle maps I made? No, they're really freaking bad, okay? So don't be surprised at this. I made a tavern. This is the upstairs, and this is the downstairs. Upstairs, downstairs. I've got a couple others. They're really cartoonish, but you know what? When poster board and paints cost way less than trying to buy a Dungeons and Dragons tactical map, I'll do it. I don't care. I mean, it just needs to be a representation of something. So I've got a town square battle map. Is that it? No, that's not it, but I was looking at the last one and like, are these really all I made so far? Oh, no. Technically, I made this thing, but that's for an idea. If I ever get good at it down the road, I'll start building my own campaign to DM. And I have this cavernous lake thing, and I did get a lot of these ideas from an image search on Google for D&D battle maps, so they might look a little familiar if you've ever played officially. But I didn't want to buy the maps, so I just went, okay, what do I want it to look kind of like? And I went with that and just made them. I planned on doing a lot of things, like was going to go to a website, find all the spells, and write them down on their own individual index cards. I mean, I spent a lot of money preparing to spend less money, but I got like 3 index cards in, and for somebody who can't see and is not used to writing a lot anymore, because she can type 80 words per minute, that was very, very painful. Very painful. Anything else? I would just say go to freaking Dimension 20, watch Fantasy High, watch Escape from the Blood Keep, watch The Unsleeping City. You can't watch Crown of Candy beyond the first episode on YouTube, sadly. But if you want to spend the $50 for the year-long subscription, go to Dropout and do that. I'm going to advocate for them, because they don't need me to advocate for them. They got thousands of followers. But I mean, you know, I'm over here with my little over 40, comfortably anonymous in the world of the internet. I'm so pathetic. Yeah, it's just getting difficult. I have not seen my best friend in over a year because of the pandemic, because we both have people in our lives that are very susceptible to getting very sick with the illness. On Monday, I go for my booster vaccination shot, so there's that. Maybe I can visit with her then, but I'd still be worried about my son, because, you know, he's too little to get a vaccine yet. It's not available to kids under 16. My husband's car has completely shit the bed. So God knows when we'll end up getting together, because we want a D&D. It's either going to have to be on Zoom, which I don't think everybody's going to be comfortable with, or Facebook or whatever. Or he's going to have to come pick me up and bring me down there, or my mom's going to have to drive me down there. Got to keep in mind, guys, I've mentioned we have a very unconventional relationship, although it works very well for us. But when he can't get here because the transmission's blown out, you know, I mean, that's life. Every time you get ahead, he always tells me if I had no luck, I mean, if I didn't have bad luck, I would have no luck at all. And my sister-in-law lives with him, so the only time I'll see her is when he's got a car. Other than that, I don't have a ton of social life in person. My mom, who, you know, parents, you get along with them some days and you want to kill them others. So it's back and forth, but we do get along. We have our fun, but we live together. It's not quite the same. That's the biggest thing. So, and don't see a lot of family because we live pretty far apart. At least my grandmother's vaccinated. My surviving grandmother is vaccinated now, so I might get to see her pretty soon. And it's gotten a little lonely, I guess you could say. I'm not really depressed or anything. I'm just like, it's a little lonely. I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna rant. I'm gonna talk about stuff. If people show up, I was thinking if people showed up, maybe I'd read some more horror trivia questions, or we could talk about D&D, or just random shit. But I figured I'd give the update, because I know I said I was gonna start editing videos. I can't see shit anymore. I really can't. So I don't know if I can start editing review videos anymore. It's so much harder when everything has to, the magnifier on your computer has to be on with inverted colors, and that screws everything up. And it makes it so much harder to do anything. And going live is great, but I can't always do that. So, and in that case, it's unedited. So you end up rambling like a lunatic like I'm doing right now. So it can be an uninviting, unappetizing process from time to time. Especially when you're already feeling like, blech. And my tooth has been hurting today. I got this one tooth that's so wonky, it's like I go to bite and just, it's like taller than everything else in my mouth. So, owie, it hurts. I know, I'm weird and pathetic. Sorry, I was just trying to read the numbers on my viewer screen. I was being nosy. You guys know me. I'm always being nosy. Never Reese's. A Reese's Pieces. Let's see. Is there anything else other than praising Dimension 20 and wishing to God? I've been making characters for fun on D&D Beyond, especially multi-classing, because I'm never happy with single classes. I feel like what is her name? Emily. I forget her last name. On Dimension 20, Emily and Murphy, the married couple. Let me get her name. The whole cast is really great, but I can never quite remember all their names. Brandon Lee Mulligan is the DM. I'm following most of them. And I'm following Matt Mercer. Is it Brian Murphy? Yep, Brian Murphy. I didn't even know his first name was Brian because I'm so used to everybody calling him Murph. Zach Oyama. I like him. He's a lot of fun, especially in Chronic Candy. He's hilarious. Allie Beardsley, I adore. I don't know anything about Allie Beardsley's background, so if I say she and anybody knows about Allie, I have a suspicion, just assuming to call Allie she may be wrong, and I don't want to give offense. So if anybody ever finds out or knows this person, please let me know, because I just have no idea. The Twitter bio doesn't give me a lot. Siobhan Thompson, of course, Brandon Lee Mulligan. Really, I guess I don't have I know. I'll go to Brian's Twitter because I'll go to Murph's Twitter because I know they're married. Who are you following? Oh, geez, you're following 700 something people. That's not going to help me much. God, I hate these huge accounts where it's like, I want to find something specific, but you have thousands and thousands of followers I'd have to weed through to find them. Yeah, Dropout is the name of the website where you can. It's something like $5 a month if you want to just give a short shot. I feel terrible that I can't remember her name, but I love her to death. She's fun. All of them are great. Then there's Lou. I don't want to discount Lou. God, that would sound like I was trying to forget there was. Well, actually, another actor, if not more, I've already mentioned, is also a person of color or person with color background. But I don't want to forget Lou because Lou is also hilarious. He seems like the sweetest guy on the planet. I would love to play with any of these 6 people. It's just I don't. For all 6 of them, I try to think of them as actors, and I also try and think of them as their but I think of them as their characters a lot of time. So I'm like, the one that plays Sophie, it's like, well, that's Emily, and I keep having. I'm trying to still memorize their names because I get so stuck on the characters they're playing, and I get attached. And Lou, through no fault of his own, tends to play characters I get attached to the least. Not entirely for the campaign of Unsleeping City. He's probably my second favorite character of the 6 of them. But is there somebody here? Hey, Dino, how are you doing? It's been a long time. Very long time. I don't even know how long ago you commented because I didn't have my stupid my magnifier on. Doing good. I'm so glad to hear that. You hearing me babble incoherently about the Dimension 20 role-playing tabletop D&D guys on YouTube and Dropout. Yeah, everybody's still around. I haven't been over to you guys too much lately. Like I was saying, I've been obsessed with watching Dimension 20 RPGs. Lately my feeds have been really active. So it's like, what video do I watch today? What do I catch up on and still watch these campaigns that are hours and hours long? You ever play D&D, Dino? Or anything like it? Okay, this light is actually hurting my eyes, so I'm going to turn that one off. And maybe you can tell me how you're hearing me, because my last video, the volume wasn't that great. Love D&D. I love D&D too. My husband introduced me to this channel, Dimension 20, and I was told about Critical Role multiple times, and I can't get into the Critical Role campaigns, but I do like Matthew Mercer. And like I was saying before, he plays a PC in a Dimension 20 campaign, and I love the character he's playing. I wish I could see him be a PC more often. But the dynamic for Critical Role just doesn't feel the same to me. Everybody's got their preferences, I guess, and I just haven't had a chance to start playing yet. Everybody in my group is going to be complete noobs, including the DM, or practically complete noobs. It's been 25 years for the two that will be playing, so it's like starting from scratch. And I've been wanting to play for 4 months now, and we still haven't gotten to it. Still haven't gotten to it. My dice are getting cold over here, and I just want to play. See, I got very sensible dice, except I put highlighters on the highest number so I could figure out what die I had in my hand quicker. Get these black with white on it, and I also have other ones like a dark green, and I can't remember the third one. I think it's a navy blue. I don't have them with me though. My husband has those. I'm going to be getting some enlarged dice eventually, but they're like 22 bucks for the entire 7 dice set, which is very irritating. I'm probably going to build up a collection over time of all the very not practical ones that I'm going to have a hard time seeing. I'm constantly looking on Amazon like D&D stuff. God, it's going to be such an expensive fucking habit. I've got like 16 different types of characters I want to play, mostly learning about them just by watching the guys on Critical Role do it. Part of me wants to be a blood hunter. I want to be a warlock. I want to be a sorceress. I want to, all the magical ones, of course. Want to be a dampier. I want to be a gloom stalker. That seems like the funnest shit ever. But I have no idea how to start building that character because the ones on D&D Beyond are very, very limiting. But yeah, I'm going to be at some point, I'm going to be a tiefling bard or tiefling and then a bard. I'll be a ranger. It's funny, I want to be all the prettier things. I don't want to be like an orc and stuff. Not yet, anyway. Maybe Goliath. Goliath would be cool. Maybe a halfling or a gnome someday, but I don't know if I'll ever be like, oh yeah, I'll play an orc. This is fantasy. I'm supposed to be allowed to be pretty. Because I don't feel very pretty in my real life. I don't think I'm butt ugly, but I don't feel very pretty. So I want to play pretty things and be my fantasy version of me. You'll be an orc or a gnome? Yeah, that sounds cool. Yeah, they've definitely got their pluses. I don't think I've seen anybody play a gnome yet. Maybe on a Critical Role campaign I started to watch, somebody was a gnome. I've seen a lot of orc berserkers. I've seen goblins. Seen all kinds of fairies. See, that one was a human. What did Allie play in Fantasy High? No, Allie did play the human. What am I thinking? Tiefling, goblin. I think Lou just played a rogue pirate, just a human, or no, half elf. He was half elf. And one was a high elf. In Escape from the Bloodkeep, that one was a comedy horror campaign based on Lord of the Rings. So one of them was a lich, one was a drider, one was was it an orc? I think it was an orc. One was an elf, not a drow kind of dark elf, but a dark elf. So somebody that was born as like a high elf or what elf, but went to the dark side. Got a couple left. Tiefling. I'm missing somebody. Why am I missing somebody? Sockbar. Lilith. I think. Leland. Maggie. The hell am I missing? Oh, Marcus. Marcus is a pirate, just a human. The pirate. Unsleeping City. There was one fae, and the rest were all humans of different kind. I think they just had different classes, but they were pretty much otherwise all human. And then in Crown of Candy, which is a Game of Thrones knockoff, which was so much fun. It's the most emotional. I cried a couple of times watching that campaign. Way better than Game of Thrones, though. Way better, especially the ending. They were all kinds of candy, so I can't say they were this or that. Like, Lou played what kind of candy was he? A rock candy, maybe? But he was like a berserker, so he would have been like an orc berserker. One of his daughters was like, I think both of his daughters were rogues. One was a spellcaster. But they were licorice pieces, and then one of them was a gummy bear soldier. So it's hard to say what they would have been in the classic classes and races. Oh, so much fun. I had so much fun. Oh, hey, Dino. I think you were around for this, but were you around when I unveiled that I got this for Christmas this year? I'm pretty sure you were. My little Travel Trivial Pursuit Horror Edition. I've been through all those questions already at least twice. Still not going to be able to remember half of them because a lot of that stuff is about movies I've never seen. Goes through all kinds of subgenres, all kinds of eras, and way behind the scenes things. But yeah, I played that once on stream, and a bunch of people were here. You might have been here that night. I just can't remember that far back right now. I can't remember 5 minutes back. My mom just got a new dishwasher. I left the door open so it could kind of dry out after its first run this morning. Filled up a measuring cup of water to give it to my dog, turned to give it to my dog, and tripped over the door. Like, that fast it happened. Like, I know I'm blind, but I knew I just opened that door. And I went full body all the way over, slammed my ankles hurt. My arm hurts. I fell hard. Luckily, the measuring cup was Pyrex. So that thing bounced a few times, went straight across the floor. We just put down all by ourselves and landed onto the kitchen table without so much as a chip in it. Thank God. And I mean, as embarrassing as that is to admit, it's more embarrassing. It's not so much that I tripped on the door of the fridge, it's that I literally just had my hand on it. What the hell? So, what can you do? What can you possibly do? See, I've been watching The Masked Singer. I stopped watching Legacies. And everything has been pretty much Dimension 20, 24/7. I love those guys. I wish I could play with them. They seem like they'd be pretty awesome to play with. Oh, and I did ask Count Jacula, who was working in, and may still be working in, the role-playing game creation industry. Like, I think he worked with White Wolf for a while. He's worked with a couple places. I asked him if he would build me a creature card, and I don't know if he took me up on it or not. But he did ask what I was looking for and what I wanted, and he asked what I was using, and I told him E5 for D&D. But I asked him to build me a stats card because I wouldn't know how to begin doing that. I'm going to look at something real quick, guys. Well, that'll be fun to get to later. I'm being nosy about things. My attention is slowly wandering because there's so little going on. But yeah, I guess I've rambled completely without direction for a half hour. Thank you for showing up, Dino. I do appreciate it very much. I will be doing way more to get to your streams again. The radio things aren't quite for me. My attention just wanders too much. It's got to be a straight audiobook, or the radio shows are a little harder for me. So I haven't been there for those as much. But then again, you and Ted, that you don't always cover genres that I know as much about. So when you don't know as much about it, that can make it harder too. But I still want to be there to support you guys. I'm gonna try and get there to support you guys more often. I really am. So my good thoughts out to you and Ted. My good thoughts out to all of you else out there who might watch this in the future. Much love to y'all. Hope you're staying safe and healthy. Hope you have the support you need in all these difficult times, because I just gave you one of the most embarrassing moments of my day and told you all the lunatic stuff going on with my weird marriage. And I still haven't told you a quarter of the shit that I'm dealing with right now. Why would I? But I mean, it's tough on people. It's tough everywhere. And I'm one of the lucky ones. So I guess I will catch you all next time, guys. Have a good night.